Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I am in Jersey again. I am here to deliver a message to whoever needs to hear this and whoever can find some uplift and remembrance of who they are. May you come forward now, and here is your journey there, and here is where it ends, because I am here to remind you that you have choice. You have choice. You wonderful being inside, you have choice. And if you choose to show up here, you will then magnetize things up here. You have choice to how you respond. You have choice to the way that you interpret a situation. You have choice to how you decide a thing is. Because, again, as the old saying goes, life is not happening to you, like most people think. It's happening for you, like a story unfold. Yeah. Everyone wants to say, oh, she's up in the clouds. She's in magic and fairyland. I am living here, and it's actual for me to have a good life and to choose to have that. I am able to choose to have good, and I'm able to choose the way I want to see and interpret things. Because if I interpret it in such a shallow, sick way, I can't see clear. I can't remember creator. I can't remember the creator. And the creator is just so wonderful and nice. And that's what I do all my thingies. I do all my fasties and meditations, because I love that contact that I get to have with my being. Yes, I'm one of those people that get on here and start spitting spiritual lingo. But I'm actually walking that life, so I don't know how else to talk. Because that's my reality. Yeah, I fall asleep. I fall back into dream state. And then an angel comes. I'm sorry. And an angel comes and reminds me of that. And then I say, oh yeah. And I'm like a little kid again. Right? What's Jesus' teaching? I don't know the words. I never know the exact words. But what I do know is, come as ye child. When the child is here and she's happy and she's present. Oh, we're there. We're there. That's available for you. I'm available for you. Right here, right now. I'm meeting you. I'm meeting you with congruency and availability and truth. Because you deserve that. You deserve that. We all deserve it. And when things aren't able to give you that, that's okay. Things. Oh. But yeah. People, places, and things. Nouns. When nouns can't give you that, that's okay. You bye-bye. You got to see them with compassion instead of anger because then you'll just be baby with them. That doesn't mean you don't say your boundary and you don't direct your communication strongly. No. It just means that regardless of what you do, it's just part of you. To be here now. To be here now. That book, Be Here Now, just right into my experience. I manifested it. And I read the whole thing. So Karma Yoga right now. So good of a book. Come on. I can't even get his name right now. I'm like, does it even matter? Richard is his name, but what's his... Ram Dass. Sorry, Ram. I love you. Guru! Okay. Me and the Guru thing. All right. I think I got the message clear. I can go on with Guru. The thing with gurus, guys, and there's Osho. There's Osho that comes through. I'm just like, God, these gurus. Oh my God. I have yet to meet someone where I say, oh, they have the way. They know. Fully sitting there. And is that even possible? I'm not sure. I think we have hints of the way. But guys, when I am in a meditation, fasted in a meditation, and I have nothing but to surrender into the void deeper and deeper, I free myself from my mind. I could see my mind all coming into it, like how it is. I could see the whole mind here. Ah! And when that happens, I can tell I'm creating this shit. Oh, jeez. Yoga. That's yoga for you. That's yoga for you. I'm gonna put it in the yoga. I'm gonna put it in the philosophy category. Because otherwise it will be seen as Osho. I'm not like this all the time. More than not, though, I am. More than usual, I am. But I can't, no. Not him. Not him. You know, there's this pressure if you're gonna lead and create content about and be spiritual and to be, you know, wise or positive, that you just have to be positive all the time. And it's just like, ew, no. Because if I didn't have the darkness, I wouldn't come back. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't come back. I saw that. I said, what is good? Some guru, yogi guy on YouTube. I don't know what he said. He's saying, what, religion's for good people? What would that do? Religion's for the bad. For the bad. You know, for the bad. Do I still believe in good and bad? Sure. From a relative perspective, sure. From a logical, rational perspective, sure. From a human perspective, obviously. Do no harm. Do no stealing. This is obvious for me. Now, you know, burn some karma. But, I mean, was it wrong in the grand scheme of things for, you know, things to happen the way they happen? I mean, it's unfortunate from a human compassion perspective. because I love you, you know? I love you, and I don't want you to have to go through that pain and that sorrow. It's like a parent and a child. Like, I don't want you to go through that pain. And I'm specifically talking about the evils in the world, like torturing kids, you know? Like, I saw that thing where they had the kid locked up in the basement. And I want to say something about the news too, because it's such mind control. But regardless, I had this insight when I posted something so positive. So I was very high. I was very high in that video. I wasn't as high as I usually am, but I was high. And that I wasn't as high as I could get, but I was high. And this comment I got, and it just hit me. I'm like, people just so love the dark that regardless of the light, they're gonna choose the dark. And we choose the dark because the dark is juicy. It's like juice. It's juice. It's juice. It's juice. And it keeps you human. And it keeps you locked into your mind in the paradigm that everybody's under. Not a problem. Do what you need to do. Be in that world. But I'm so curious to what my mind can be like fully out of that world. And that's what you guys are seeing. You're seeing the evolution of that. Me coming fully out of the brainwashing that I was given through culture, through life, and coming into full creator mode. And it's fun. It's hard, but it's fun. And I would say that those moments when it's so freaking tough, you sometimes need something to remind you to pull you out. But also, like, how long are you gonna stay there before you remember again? That's always the question. It's not like I question it and ask myself that, because when I'm suffering. Pitying. I think that's also part of the process. But you can't see outside of that. And it's frustrating because you don't remember. And then you remember. And then you wake up and you're like, hi. Oh, yeah. I'm allowed to create. Like, I'm allowed to be a creator. And I'm allowed to be my God self. And I feel like that gets interpreted so poorly in my mind. Saying, I'm God. I always feel the need to tell the other person, and so are you. You know, because I'm just trying to remind you of what you are. People, you know, don't like that. They don't like to be said they're God or you're God. They hate that. They hate that because at one level of reality, that sounds so egoic and far-fetched, and I was gonna say the hard R, that word, but I don't know who's sensitive around here. I'm fucking so mindful of who's sensitive. Listen, it sounds so disgusting to that level of reality, and I get that. It sounds gross. It sounds the R word. And retarded. To those people. And for me, I have to be aware of that because I'm not about to, make a fool. Well, we could get into a whole conversation about how many times I've made myself a fool. For the sake of healing. For the sake of release. But I recognize that certain minds really cannot interpret your way of thinking or mind control, or your own mind control, I would say. Am I already forming my own mind control that's separated from the culture's mind control in my own reality bubble? Jeez. I don't know. That's what happens. I just have to submit and say, I don't know. And give myself over to a higher. And that's when the nun archetype comes out of me, and I'm meditating for years in a cave. Wait, is that the yogi or the nun? Is that the yogi or the nun? The nun in me is a prayer. She is like, God, I do not know. I am ignorant. I am a fool. I am so stupid. Please, oh my God, humble me. Please, humble me. Humble me. If I don't tap into her, I'll get lost in the sauce. I'll become like Osho and make a cult. If I don't get tapped in, if she doesn't come through, because she freaking reminds me. Yep, you're limited. You're a human. And I guess it's a paradox, because you're like, I'm God, but then you're like, I'm not God. I don't know. I'm a human. There's such a large power that is above me, and it's inside of me, and I can know it by humbling myself to it. And the more you humble yourself to it, then you become it. And then you say the word. And if you have a massive ego, it can get misconstrued with things. You can be put in an insane asylum just because of that, you know? Because the purification process is so necessary. I can't freaking say this enough. I really hope people watch this whole thing without judging like a word that I say, because the purification of your internal self, your psyche, the ego, is so necessary, because without it, you will think you're high and you're better than other people. Oh my God, it's such a shame, because it's so not true. Yes, there's some people that are more conscious, more self-aware, more spiritually led. Of course, does that make them better than the jailheads and the freaks? Does that make them better? I'm like, they're all in the play. They're all in the play. They all have a part. They all have a part. Wow. I pray only sacred beings who can hold space for such wildish, landish ideas. In my fear, I ask the Lord, humble me, please. And God says, don't be scared. Don't be scared, guys. I still do human stuff. I ain't levitating in my asana, my asana lotus pose. I ain't levitating yet. I can't get past like a full 36-hour I mean, I could. I just don't like to. It's very challenging. But yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared of your power. That's big, huge, strong. And again, if you're afraid of your godlike power, then you have more work to do in the purification realm. Call it what it is, you know. If I'm the only way I could get in touch with it, I mean, right now I'm whatever I am. I'm spewing, but it's through humble. It's through humble. And when I say humble, like literally humble. Humble, 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 humble. Humble, 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 humble. Humble, 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 humble. That's gonna be my mantra. Humble, humble. Humble your psychology. And yet grow your psychology. This is another paradox. This is another paradox. I don't want to stop, and I'm not gonna, because karma yoga. And this is another paradox, okay? Psychology development, spiritual development have to go together. So you're purifying your ego, you're humbling your ass. Non-stop humble. And yet, you still have to show up psychologically and set boundaries and direct your communication. Or you're going to be communicating with people like me. It's like, and you're going to sound like a kid. There's nothing wrong with being like a little kid in a musical. You heard me singing. It's fun. It's play. There's the school bus. Whee! It's fun and it's play. The wheels on the bus go round and round. But then what happens when you need to get a job? Then what happens when you need to go to a meeting? Then what happens when somebody crosses you and hurts you? What are you gonna do? Because if you're gonna bypass, get out. Bye. We don't match. You're not congruent with me. I'll hold presence for you. I'll hold the loving presence for you, right? But spiritually bypassing, huge. Hurt me so badly. Either that or I just wasn't developed psychologically yet. You know, I haven't got into therapy work. So I haven't started, studying, haven't had a therapist help me, or, just thought that spirituality could handle everything. That's a lie. It's a paradox. It's a paradox. Because like I said, in one perspective, you want to have a humbled psyche, but at the same time, you want a developed, healthy psyche. In order to do this work as deep as possible, you need to have a healthy psyche. And that goes to my point of people will call you insane and crazy. Not because of who you are, because you're a very healthy psyche. I mean, you could be like the healthiest psyche in the world. But if you don't fit in the social norm and you're outside the box in the way you think and your intellect, that's very threatening to shaky psyches. So that's where I would say, I'm pulling a no-show. This is my belief system. This is my belief system. Alert, 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 alert. And me trying not to create a cult, but still wants to lead people and help them. This is where I would say, I lost my train of thought because I started thinking about meditation. Thanks for tapping in, you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Love you lots. Stillness.